Welcome to the Empty Nester's Guide to Downsizing. Downsizing your home can be a very stressful task. There's a lot involved and it can become extremely overwhelming very quickly. The good news is it doesn't have to be, as there are many ways to alleviate the stress from this emotional process. I've created a system so that you don't have to endure the stress. Instead, you'll have less stress and a better night's sleep. Below, you're going to find some additional videos which will help you explain the in-depth process to downsizing your home. We're going to cover everything. And don't worry, I won't be boring you with long summaries which will put you to sleep. These videos are going to be short and very informative, I promise. By the way, I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Adriano Aldini. I've spent the last 30 plus years living and working in Etobicoke. I've been a top producing agent for almost a decade. I know, who cares, right? But seriously, my passion is to build relationships and to look after the people that I work with. My goal is to know everyone that I work with for the rest of their lives, not just during the downsizing process. So I'm excited for you to jump into this next video. And don't forget, you can always book a zero obligation call with me so that I can fully understand where you are in the process and let you know how I can best help you. When downsizing my home, how will I handle the move and transition into a smaller space? This is probably the most common question that I get. Downsizing your home can be overwhelming, that's no secret. Handling the move and transitioning into a smaller space can feel like a very daunting task. Over the years, while working with many downsizers, I've developed a tight list of tips that will evolve the situation and distill it into a smoother transition for you. First, you're going to want to plan well ahead of time. By starting to plan in advance, it will allow you enough time to declutter your current space, organize what you want to keep, and pack up what you want to move with you. Next, you're going to want to create a floor plan. Now hear me out. Once you find your new home, and before you move in, create a floor plan of this new space. This is going to help you visualize how your furniture and your belongings will fit into this new space. This will also help you make decisions faster about what to keep and what to part with. Moving can be very stressful, which is why hiring a moving company is a very important step to alleviate stress. I always suggest hiring a professional moving company to help assist with this transition. They can assist with packing up of your things, loading and unloading your belongings, and take away any and all physicality from you for the move. I work with some of the best moving companies in the GTA who have helped many of my clients in the past, and this is something that I'm always happy to help my downsizers with. Decluttering can also be a very emotional task when downsizing. However, this is a very important and difficult step in the process. It's important that you approach this with an open mindset, as it will make the process easier for you somewhat. Before the move, as mentioned, go through your belongings and decide what you want to keep and what you're going to part with. Now, moving into a smaller space means you'll also have less storage, which is why it's very important to be mindful of the storage space in your new home. You're going to want to consider using furniture with built-in storage, such as ottomans or bed frames with drawers, in order to maximize the limited amount of space you're likely going to be moving into. It's also very important to be flexible when downsizing. It's a big change and most people don't like change, which is why it's important to be open to new ways of living. Having this open growth mindset with you will help you feel more settled and make it easier to maintain your new living space. Lastly, and probably most importantly, take it slow. Remember to take your time. This is a big transition for you. Nobody's chasing you, and it's very important to give yourself the most amount of time you need to adjust. When downsizing, how will this impact my lifestyle and my daily routine? This is another common question that I get from my client. Downsizing your home can have a significant impact on your lifestyle and on your daily routine. That's the truth. There's no two ways about it. You're going to have less living space, which means adjusting to a smaller living area and potentially giving up certain luxuries such as a guest bedroom, a home office, or possibly a backyard pool. However, downsizing is not all bad. It can free up your most valuable asset, which is time, as well as provide you with additional financing, which both was previously spent on maintaining a larger home. With more time and money, this will allow you more time to travel and more time to pursue hobbies and interests you would always maybe wanted to try but didn't have the time or money to do so. It's also going to free up more time for you to spend with your family. Your daily routine is also going to change and possibly become more simplified, especially if you choose to downsize into a condominium. Adjusting to a simpler way of living in a smaller living space will allow you to develop a routine that complements your new lifestyle with less maintenance. I've worked with many downsizers who have lived in 3,000 to 4,000 plus square foot homes for years and downsized into waterfront condominiums such as the ones behind me. Now, this is an important step when downsizing. You must establish your wants before you decide to even begin this process. Example of those wants could be downsizing closer to the water, closer to coffee or retail shops, proximity to major highways, airports, hospitals, whatever your lifestyle dictates. Keep in mind that downsizing is a personal choice and it can have both a positive and negative effect on one's lifestyle and daily routine. However, with proper planning and preparation and an open mindset, it can be a very exciting step to the next chapter towards a more fulfilling and meaningful way of life. Well, downsizing can have a significant impact on your overall cost of living. Over the years, while working with downsizers such as yourselves and through conversations with them, I've developed a list on how exactly downsizing affects your overall costs. Number one, you're going to have lower housing costs. Downsizing to a smaller home can result in lower housing costs, which includes lower rent or mortgage payments, lower property taxes, and lower home insurance. You're also going to have lower utility costs because a smaller home generally uses less energy to heat and cool, and this can result in lower overall utility costs. You're going to have lower maintenance costs as well. A smaller home generally requires less maintenance, which can mean lower costs for repair and general upkeep. Now, on the other side of the coin, you're going to have to incur some moving costs. Downsizing may incur moving costs such as hiring a moving company or renting a storage unit. You're going to have the higher cost of furniture possibly. When downsizing, you may have to purchase new furniture that fits into your new space and fits to the new layout, and this can be an added cost to you. There may be the cost of storage. If you need to store items that you can't take with you to your new home, it can come with the added cost of renting a storage unit. You also may have the higher cost of organizing. You may need to purchase organization and storage solutions like shelving, storage containers that will fit in your new space. With that, keep in mind that downsizing can also have the potential to save you long-term by reducing your overall cost of living, especially if that allows you to pay off your mortgage, reduce your utility bills, and other house-related expenses. It's very important to carefully consider the costs involved and weigh them against one another to look at the overall potential benefits of downsizing. When downsizing my home, how will I handle the sentimental attachments to certain items, and how will I decide what to keep or what to discard? Another common question and a very important step in the process. Dealing with sentimental attachments to certain items can be very emotional when getting ready to downsize. This is one of the more challenging aspects of downsizing your home. The good news is there's always a way to ensure that the emotional stress is not as taxing as it can be for some. I always suggest making a list of the items that you have a sentimental attachment to and to consider the reasons why you want to keep these items. This can help you prioritize which items are truly important to you and which are not. Taking breaks when you are starting to get emotional and finding it hard to make decisions about certain items can help with your mindset and give you a fresh perspective when you come back to things. This can be very helpful throughout the process. So maybe try setting an alarm and work for a certain amount of time and then take a break and come back to things. Remember, memories are not tied to specific objects and can often be kept in other forms, such as photographs, videos, and stories. One very cool thing one of my past clients did was to create a memory box. They created a memory box of all their sentimental items that they physically couldn't part with, and they minimized what they decided to take with them. Their memory box included items such as photographs, letters, and many other personal keepsakes. Letting go of the past and being realistic about what you're going to keep is not easy. However, you must remember that downsizing is about moving forward and creating a space that works for you and your current and future lifestyle. By letting go some of the sentimental items, this can create a great opportunity for growth and new beginnings, which is exciting as well as scary. Advice I can give after working with many downsizers in the past and seeing them go through this is to be honest with yourself and about what you truly need and what you can live without. Some sentimental items might not fit into your new space or your daily routine, and these are things that you really need to consider. When downsizing, what should I do with all my furniture? Downsizing from a home that is large to a smaller space is going to force you to think twice about the furniture that you currently have. I've had clients get rid of all their furniture and start from scratch. I've had others use what they've had and make it work in their new space. I mentioned in a previous video to create a floor plan, as this will allow you to visualize how your current furniture and your current belongings are going to fit into your new space. You will then be able to see what fits and keep only only what fits. Selling and donating your furniture that is in good condition but won't fit in your new space is another option that you have. There are many places where you can donate furniture to just by picking up the phone and calling them. They'll physically come out to your home, remove the stuff and all the furniture that you have set aside. You can also reach out to a home stager who may be interested in taking your furniture for their inventory. One thing a past client of mine did was rent a storage unit for sentimental items that they didn't want to part with, however, that wouldn't fit into their new space. This gives you the option of keeping sentimental items, but not taking up valuable space in your new home. You can also repurpose some of your existing furniture. An example of this is my clients John and Mary recently downsized from a 4,000 square foot home into a much smaller space where they repurposed their furniture to fit. They used an antique bookshelf as a room divider in one of their rooms, and they used a bench that was handed down to them from the past generations as a storage area in their main entry. Now, you can get creative with this. Buying new furniture is another option. Many choose to go with this as a lot of their furniture is old and may be in need of updating. This is a convenient way to downsize, as you basically get to pick out your new furniture and have it delivered to your new space, and you get to custom design your new interior. I suggest speaking with an interior designer when doing this, as this can save you a lot of time and indecisiveness. When going this route, it's important to consider buying multi-purpose furniture such as a sofa bed or ottomans with storage, as these items will serve multiple functions in your new space. Keep in mind that downsizing is about creating a space that works for you and your current lifestyle. So be mindful of what furniture you choose to keep and how it will function in your new home. It's important to consider dimensions and layouts of your new space and choose furniture that serves and fits your needs moving forward, only the best. How can I maximize the financial success of the downsizing process? There are several ways to maximize the financial success when downsizing. Researching the local real estate market to understand what the current trends are is very important. By doing this, it's going to give you a clear idea of what you can expect to sell your current home for and what you can expect to pay for your new one. I always provide my downsizing clients with a clear understanding of the current market conditions for both the purchase and sale of their home. Once you know and understand what the current market conditions are and you're ready to list your home, it's critical that you price your home correctly. This is often a step that is mismanaged, and it can be very frustrating throughout the entire selling process, because if you price your home wrong, you're going to be chasing the market downwards. By pricing your home correctly, it will help you attract the largest number of qualified buyers to your home and help you obtain fair market price in the earliest and shortest period of time. As mentioned in previous videos, decluttering your home before you decide to list your home for sale is one of the most important steps you can take. You want to make sure your home shows well when it's listed and priced correctly. The marketing of your property is what's going to get buyers to come through the front door, and it's extremely important that this is a priority when listing your home in order to maximize your financial success. I always instruct my clients to take away any leverage that can be used against them in an offer when their home is for sale. The way to do this is by making all the necessary repairs to your property prior to listing your home. Therefore, planning ahead of time is an important step to take before listing your home. Examples are structural, mechanical things such as updating your air conditioner and furnace if they are old, replacing your roof if it needs updating, maybe painting or updating your paint colors, maybe painting or renovating the kitchens, bathrooms, finishing your basement. This will increase the value of your home and make it more appealing to buyers. Mortgage rates are always going to go up and down, and depending on the market we're in, you may want to ensure that if you're going to be taking out a mortgage to get your new property, get organized by speaking to a licensed mortgage professional. This should be one of the top things on your list to do. Shopping for rates is one thing. However, it's important to know and understand the terms of the mortgage, such as you're going to have prepayment penalties, what penalties will you have to pay financially if you decide to break your mortgage, whether it's fixed or variable. These are all things that a mortgage professional will help you with. Recently, I was working with some downsizer clients of mine, and they were unsure about the process. One suggestion I made to them was to rent before they bought a new place. By renting, this allowed them to go through the entire downsizing process and experience a smaller living place, such as a condominium community, for 1 year to see how it fit their lifestyle. This allowed them to experience this newfound lifestyle and make sure it was the right decision for them and the right location for them before they decided to make a long-term move. The financial success of downsizing will depend on many factors for you, including market conditions as well as personal circumstances. It's extremely important to weigh all the costs and benefits of downsizing in order to make the best informed decision for your current and future lifestyle. How to create a financial plan around downsizing and selling your home. When downsizing, it's important to have a financial plan in place. Downsizing and selling your home can help you make the most of the process and help you achieve financial goals that you have. Having goals through this process is important. However, a goal without a plan is basically just a dream. Therefore, it's important to determine not only what your goals are for downsizing, but also to develop a concrete plan to achieve these goals. Examples of goals could be paying off debt, saving for your retirement, or buying a smaller home. Understanding all the costs involved in downsizing and selling your home, such as real estate commissions, lawyer fees, closing costs, moving expenses, as well as any other necessary repairs to your current property you're going to have to spend, is extremely important. You can also create a budget surrounding these costs, which you can update as you go along. When downsizing your home, you're also going to want to sit down and assess all your current finances, including your home equity savings and your investments. This will give you a clear understanding on what you're dealing with, not only for downsizing, but more importantly for your future. It will also help you prioritize your expenses based on your goals, your current financial situations, and whatever the plan you've established is. Recently, one of my clients sold her property and downsized into a smaller condo. She decided to rent for a year in an area that we researched that decided to fit her needs. And I connected her with my financial planner as she wasn't really happy with hers, and they mapped out all of her finances. The goal was to have enough money so she could live till she was 100 years old, and the financial planner created a plan and a path for her to do so. Which brings me to my next point. You're going to want to continuously reevaluate your financial plan and make any necessary adjustments which are based on changes in your life, both personally, financially, and due to current market conditions. This evaluation can be scheduled with your financial planner on a monthly or quarterly basis. Bottom line is you're going to want to consider the long-term benefits of downsizing. Benefits such as lower housing expenses, paying off any debt you have, and having the time to do what you want to do with the next chapter of your life. By having goals and developing a plan to achieve these goals, you will be able to decide how you will use the equity in your home to better your lifestyle. When is the best time to downsize your home? The best time to downsize your home can vary depending on your personal situation and current market conditions. There are several factors in deciding if you want to downsize and when to do it. Many downsizers are prompted to downsize due to life changes. Life changes such as retirement, becoming an empty nester, a death in the family, or a change to your financial situation. Sometimes it just makes sense to downsize when these life changes happen, as they can align with your new lifestyle needs. The housing market can also play a very significant role in when to downsize. If the current market is strong and it's a seller's market, like we experienced in 2020 through 2022, where we saw multiple offers and extraordinary sales prices, then it may be a good time to sell your current home and buy a smaller one. Having said that, when you are selling for a high price, you're usually going to be buying for a high price as well, which is something to keep in mind. Of course, the same goes for when you're in a weak buyer's market. You will sell for less, but you will also buy for less. If you're going to be taking out a mortgage, interest rates are also going to have an effect on the timing of your downsizing move. The Bank of Canada has had almost 10 rate hikes since 2022, which halted the housing market in Ontario and many other markets across Canada. When interest rates are low, it's a very good time to sell and buy. Financing will be much cheaper. However, this is not the case when rates are high or when they're climbing. It's important to know and understand interest rates for the different types of mortgage products if you're going to be taking out a mortgage on your new property. Ultimately, there's no good time or bad time to downsize your home. It's ultimately a personal decision. It will depend on your personal circumstances and the current market conditions. It's also very important to consider all the factors and make the best decision for you that aligns with your goals, your plans, and your future needs that you think you may have. When downsizing my home, should I spend money on renovating or remodeling before I sell? It's important that you figure out whether or not you're going to spend money on renovations to get your home ready for sale. Now, I'm not talking about taking away leverage from a buyer during an offer where you would replace old items such as a furnace or an air conditioner. I'm talking about renovating and remodeling your home. Before spending any money on expensive renovations, you're going to want to consider the cost versus the potential financial benefits that those renovations are going to bring. A good question to ask is, will the renos increase the value of my home, and will it make it more appealing to potential buyers? And if so, at what cost? Researching local real estate markets to determine what similar homes in your area are selling for and what features and renovations those homes have will give you an idea of what changes will be the most beneficial to make before putting your home on the market. I always do this analysis for all my downsizers, as I don't ever want them spending any money that they don't need to spend otherwise. Make sure you prioritize the most important renovations or changes and focus on those things first. This is going to help you stay organized and stay within budget. You don't want to be making any unnecessary changes or taking on any unnecessary expenses. Look for cost-effective solutions that can make your space more appealing to potential buyers, solutions such as painting, decluttering, and/or making minor repairs. Now, you can do all those things yourself. However, I always suggest hiring a professional contractor if you decide to undertake a renovation. The contractor can help you plan and execute your renovation in a faster time frame than you could have doing it yourself. I always conduct a thorough walkthrough with my downsizers to provide sound advice on what changes will help increase the value of their home, and I would be more than happy to do this for you. Keep in mind, you do not want to over-improve your home, as it may not bring the return on investment. Instead, only make the changes that will make your home more appealing to the average buyer in your area. Ultimately, whether you choose to spend money on renovating or remodeling before listing your home is going to depend on your personal preference, budget, the specific needs of your home, and most importantly, who your ideal buyer is. It's important and significant to weigh those costs versus the potential benefits of any renovations and to make the best decision for your current financial situation. In a seller's market where rates are low, like we experienced in 2020 and 2021, where we saw multiple offers and insane sold prices, it most likely would not have been a good idea to over-renovate. However, that's not the case when we're in a buyer's market, especially when rates are higher, as homes will sit on the market for longer, as buyers sit on the fence, and in the event that they do bring an offer forward, they will use the deficiencies in the home as leverage to bring the price down.